Hello and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at A Plague Tale: Innocence on the Xbox Series S. I'm not starting this game right from the beginning, and there's a reason because I just wanted to show you certain parts of the game, and this part I think was quite interesting. So I thought it kind of highlights a lot of elements from the game, like platforming, puzzle elements, and it also shows you combat elements from the game. So I thought, okay, let's capture around 20 to 21 minutes of the game. And hey, this video is a direct output from the Xbox Series S. It's not taken out using any capture card or anything like that. All right, so it's a direct output from the Xbox Series S. Now, just like any other video of mine, I would like to give you some information about the game to start this video with. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are already familiar with this game because this game is very popular. But for those of you who have not played this game, let me give you a little bit of information about it. Now, this is an action-adventure stealth game. It's developed by a studio called Asobo Studio. And I'm going to talk about the studio as well in a short bit. Now, it was published by Focus Home Interactive, and it was released for your Microsoft Windows, for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in May 2019. And then you even had the game receive an upgrade on the new gen or the current gen consoles or the next gen consoles, whatever you want to call it, like the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. And yep, after it got the update, all the next gen consoles, including the Series S, runs the game on 60 FPS. And I'm going to talk about that performance bit as well in a short while. But going back to Asobo Studios, now, in case you don't know about Asobo Studios, now this is the same studio which has also developed the 2020 Microsoft Flight Simulator game. So in terms of the quality that you can expect from the studio, you can actually imagine, what kind of quality can they actually dish out. Now, they are also working on the sequel for this game, which is supposedly going to come out in 2022, and it's called A Plague Tale: Requiem. So I don't exactly have the dates, but sometime in 2022, pretty soon. And what's interesting is that it's most likely going to be available on Game Pass Ultimate as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, in terms of the game developer, Asobo, now it's been around for quite some time. They even made a game called Recore. I don't know if you have heard of that or if you've played that, but that was also quite a good game, Recore on the Xbox. And they have also worked on other games like The Crew. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Zoo Tycoon. Again, I would say a niche type of game, Zoo Tycoon. And even Monopoly Plus. So they've worked on quite a few popular titles. And this game is a brilliant game in terms of the quality. Now, as far as the plot goes, now it's set in, I believe, the 1300s. And you play as Amicia, this girl. I think she's a 15-year-old girl, and she has a brother called Hugo, who happens to be only 5 years old, right? And Hugo has been ill since his birth, and there's a mystery behind his illness, and that's what this game is about. So you go on this journey. This, I won't exactly say an adventure. It's not really pleasant. Most of the time you're actually protecting your brother. You're running away from people who are trying to get him. So you go on this journey where you are trying to come up with a cure for your brother's illness. And that's what the story is about. That's the heart of the story. And the gameplay mechanics are pretty interesting because you control Amicia from a third-person perspective. Of course, it's a third-person game. And but you also, kind of can direct Hugo to do a few things, like you can leave him behind in certain areas. Then you can call him in case you have been separated. So for the majority of the game, you have stealth elements. So players really need to be stealthy And as far as weapons go, you have like a sling, so you can throw rocks to break chains, to create distractions. You can stun guards, you can stun people. So you can ambush them, you can kill them, and you can even, kind of headshot them. And apart from that, there are a lot of puzzle elements in the game. And by the way, this is not a spoiler because you must have seen it already. This game is pretty old now because it came out in 2019. So there are hordes of hungry rats. I mean, hordes of them. If you are scared of rats, if you don't like rats, this is not the game to play because you have hordes and hordes of them, and they're gonna eat you. They're like piranhas in this game. So if you are surrounded by rats, you're as good as dead unless you have fire or light in your hand. So that's the only thing that is gonna kind of scare them away. But if you do not have a torch or a light, then consider yourself as good as dead, like I said. Now, these are the puzzle elements that I was talking about, and a little bit of platforming as well. I guess not exactly platforming, but puzzles basically. Now, the gameplay is pretty interesting as well because of the dynamic between the brother and sister. So just like that, it kind of reminded me of God of War as well, where you have the relationship with Loki. So it did have those vibes. I mean, not exactly action heavy, but you get the drift as to what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of a unique game, which came out in 2019, and I was really kind of surprised with the quality of the game, because right from the get-go, right from the first scene, you can actually see the quality of this game. There is an opening cutscene as well, and there are a lot of cutscenes, so it will break into those cutscenes as well. But everything, the execution of the game, from the cutscenes to the gameplay elements, everything is top notch. It's done really well. Now, when this game originally came out, this game was 30 FPS because it was released for the PlayStation 4 and for Xbox One. Now, even when you had this game released on the PlayStation 5 or on the Xbox S, I mean, not released, but basically you could play the Xbox One version of the game or the PlayStation 4 version of the game. It was still 30 FPS, but it did get an upgrade. And with that upgrade, all the current gen or the next gen consoles, as we may call it, received the 60 FPS upgrade. That means all consoles run it at 60 FPS. Yes, even the Xbox Series S runs it at 60 FPS. But there is a trade-off for that 60 FPS performance on the Xbox Series S, and that is the resolution. It runs at a native resolution of 900p, but it uses temporal super sampling to upscale that image to 1080p. And from my personal experience, it's not bad at all. I mean, I did not even feel that it was actually running at a native 900p. It felt like it was running at 1080p. That's how good that temporal super sampling really is. I do admit that it softens the image a bit, but again, in my personal experience, that also gives it a very cinematic kind of a view, because it has a lot of motion blur and it feels cinematic despite of running at 60 FPS. I mean, I really like the performance on the Series S. Now, I have not seen it on the Series X, but this game on the PlayStation 5, by the way, if you have a PlayStation 5, well, it does run on the PlayStation 5 as well, 60 FPS smooth, but I believe the resolution is far better. So I think the native resolution, I'm not sure how much is it, but I think the native resolution might be between, it could be a bare minimum of 1440p at least. Now, this game had secret 120 hertz mode as well on the Series X, I believe, called the stealth mode or something. Now, if you know about it, then do let me know in the comment section, because I don't know a lot about that, but I've read about it somewhere that it had this 120 hertz mode as well on Xbox machines, especially the Xbox Series X, I believe. I'm not sure. Um, so brilliant looking game, and it plays really well as well. I've tried to show you, some of the puzzle elements. You've got to shoot a few things, like you can use your sling, like I would here. So I can just take down, certain objects from a distance using that sling. You can aim, you can target it, and then what's interesting is the brother-sister dynamic. It works here. So you are expecting your brother also to do certain things. Like in this case, he's pushing this crate, falls down, climb up, and you're gonna go over to the next level. I mean, not exactly the next level, but the next part of this level.
We can't, not without Laurentius.
It feels pretty nice. I mean, the way they have executed the whole thing, the dynamic duo, in this case, the brother and sister, Amicia and Hugo. Really good. Now, this part, I mean, there's a reason why I actually captured this part. It's because it is nail biting in a way. There are these villagers who are really out to get you. So you have to make a run. And it's kind of interesting because in a way it's nail biting, you could say. And there are a lot of those elements or places in the game where you will experience that, especially when it comes to rats. I mean, those rats are really, really creepy. So watch out for those rats, especially in dark areas. And make sure you have some light around you whenever you come across rats. Otherwise, like I said, and I keep saying this over and over again, you're as good as dead. So here, I'm just going to use that sling to distract a person. You see how that works? So you can use the sling to distract. You can use the sling even to kill people off. I mean, if you do a headshot, you're just going to take the person down straight off, just like that. So here, the stealth is crucial and critical to your survival. And you've got to be really stealthy, otherwise you are dead. So here you can hide in between flowers, vegetation, I believe. So just trying to figure out what to do. I mean, you can take the person down by hitting this. And I'm just going to create a distraction in this case. So there you go. So again, a distraction. That will allow me to make a run for it. And there you go. So it is interesting. I mean, the gameplay dynamics are really spot on. Oh, got caught. All right, run. This is what I was talking about, the nail-biting experiences. So you see, I mean, you lose the stealth part and you're in trouble. You really are. Quickly. Oh. There you go. Look at it. Woo. That was close.
Quickly.
Even Amicia is saying quickly. Ooh. They've got us surrounded.
No, it's
Ooh, all right. That's what is good about this game. I mean, it's very interesting, guys. Trust me on it. I did not expect this going in to this game because I like action-heavy games. I generally do not like,
Hugo, go through there. Open it for me.
I mean, games where you do not have a lot of action sequences. But this one, I really did enjoy this. I mean, I really like this game.
Hurry. Quickly, Hugo, please.
So,
Hugo, he's here. Hugo,
oh, look. Oh. Ah, thank God, Hugo. Run. The graphics are really good. Like I was saying, I mean, the game runs in 900p with that temporal super sampling. But look at it, and you let me know, what do you feel about it? It looks really good for 900p. I mean, the whatever super sampling is happening here, it's making the game look sharp on the Xbox Series S. If you're playing this on a 4K television with something like judder reduction or MEMC, you're gonna have a fantastic experience, especially if you're seated, say, about 7 to 8 feet away from a 43-inch television. I'm playing it on a 43-inch television, and I'm sitting at, say, about 7 to 8 feet distance, and I cannot make out even the softness of the image. Like if you're really up close, then yes, you will be able to make that difference, especially if you have both the versions, the Xbox Series X and the S, or the PlayStation 5 and the Series S version. Then maybe you'll be able to figure out the differences if you're running them side by side. But hey, if you're picking this up for the first time on the Series S, and if you're playing it on a 4K television, it looks good. Really good.
We're going to do what she told us, and that's it. Hugo, wait.
I mean, later down the game, you are even going to have access to sulfur stones and stuff like that, so you can actually ignite certain places. You can create stink bombs to attract rats,
Say thank you.
and as you progress in the game, there are certain things that you can even craft. There are crafting tables where you can upgrade, or maybe craft a few things, and it's an interesting approach, and interesting overall, I mean, is what I can say. It keeps you engaged all the time, and the overall experience is very immersive. As you can say, these cutscenes, they are top notch. The voice acting is top notch. The character animation is really good. The design is fantastic. Look at the details in the costume as well.
What?
They haven't been seen recently. No one goes near the church.
They could do
It's only
a little better with maybe the facial expressions,
You'll die there.
but overall, I would say the quality is really good. Now you can see the motion blur in the background.
I see you.
The motion blur is very good. It gives it that cinematic look,
It'll be no use to you in that
and it
state.
has that perfect balance between, you could say,
You'll find some new
cutscenes
source
and
of
gameplay.
there.
It does not overdo the cutscenes thing, because some people, they may not like a lot of cutscenes. They enjoy more gameplay. So I think it had that perfect balance where the cutscenes are there at crucial points to
right. Got the tools.
progress the narrative element of the game, and it has a good story going for it. Like I said, you are trying to find a cure for Hugo, your brother, and there is mystery, there is thrill, there is corruption, there's greed, everything that you can want in an action adventure game like this. And I love third person action adventure games, as you know it. I love playing third person action adventure games. So this was the crafting table that I was talking about. You can upgrade here, you can craft certain things. So yeah, you would need certain things to progress further. So for instance, here I needed to craft something to progress further. So that's what I did.
Ah. So?
It's a lot better. Thank you, Clevy. Thanks for everything.
I mean, the level design is also fabulous, I must say. The details in the tables, the chairs, the vessels that are on top of the table.
What are you doing? Put that mallet down. Are you stupid or what?
I am not stupid.
Don't shout.
Children, that's enough noise.
I'm sure 18 minutes into this gameplay video, and you are also going to be hooked. This is a game which hooks you right from the get-go. And if you haven't already played this, I would highly recommend that you download this and play this. It's a unique game, and I think from the list of games that I have played in the last couple of years, this would really be in definitely, maybe the top 10 or the top 12 games that I've played. This is that good, and I will highly recommend this game.
Hugo, come back.
The lighting as well. I mean, take a look at that lighting, guys. I mean, it's fantastic. And the 60 FPS really makes the game shine on the Xbox Series S. And again, Xbox Series S, guys, 60 FPS on the Xbox Series S. What more can you want in
Hugo, please.
a small console like that?
Wait.
The performance is flawless. I did not experience any dips. I did not experience any frame drops. There was no screen tearing that I experienced. And it is a near flawless performance, I would say, on the Xbox Series S. So I would again like to mention that this game is a fantastic game, and I will highly recommend this. So here's that bit, where you even have that action element that I was talking about.
I didn't want to.
So you can just do a headshot and kill people. And look at that water reflection. My goodness. I mean, the detailing in this game is just insane. It all lends to that immersive experience, guys. So we're nearly towards the end of this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as to what you felt about the gameplay. And if you haven't already downloaded this game, I would highly recommend this again. And do hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And also the bell icon in case you want to get notified with all my latest videos. With that said, we come to the end of this video. It's a wrap for this one. I'll see you lovely folks in my next one. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.
Don't make me.
You're a slippery one. One hit's all it takes. Just one.